Good afternoon to the city of Valparaiso and to all of my friends and family in the surrounding areas. I am Anthony Giovenco, and today I will be talking to you about what we may be expecting weather-wise for the next couple of days. As we take a look at the current weather headlines, we could see that we are expecting to have more lake effect snow Friday and Saturday, and we can expect those bitter cold temperatures to stay through to the AM hours on Saturday. However, we may expect a little bit more warmer temperatures afterwards. We'll see. And we are currently under a winter weather advisory for tomorrow because of the snowfall rates and the amount of snow that we're expected to get Friday. And then we're under a winter weather watch for Saturday as a result of the same thing. So make sure if you go outside during those times, make sure you're safe. Here's what it currently feels like in our area. Valparaiso, we see that it currently feels like 9 degrees. Over in Warsaw, 8 degrees. Fort Wayne, 6. South Bend, it is slightly warmer at 17 degrees, potentially because of the winds coming off the lake, making the area slightly warmer. As we head on over and look at our friends in Illinois, we see that Chicago, it's fairly similar to what we're seeing here in Valparaiso at around 10 degrees. Romeoville, 9. Joliet, 18. And Peru, 16 degrees. As we take a look at the future temps and radar, we could see that it is expected to be cloudy later on tonight, although to the north of us, not so much. However, we can also see that in areas such as Warsaw and Kendallville, we can see that they may be expected to get a little bit of snow around this time tonight. As we take a look at the AM hours, specifically around 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, we could see that the first lake effect band is finally starting to come through our area. We can expect that to hit us later on in the day, and we can expect to be around 6 degrees here in Valpo, 10 degrees in Chicago, and 8 degrees in South Bend. As we take a look at Friday, again in the afternoon at around 6:30 p.m., we could see that lake effect band that is expected to hit us and hit our area. So if you are driving or if you are outside during this time, make sure you are driving safely and dressing warmly. As we head on into the AM hours on Saturday at around 6 a.m., we can see that there is another lake effect band that's expected to hit our general area. So again, if you are outside during this time, make sure you dress warmly, drive safely. And we can see in the general area is expected to be fairly cold and very cloudy. However, in the PM hours on Saturday, we'd see that the temperatures are expected to actually rise and be a little bit warmer than what we are currently experiencing, with Valparaiso being around 19, Chicago being around 23, South Bend 14. We'd see that it's going to be partly cloudy, maybe a little bit of clouds here and there. However, it appears that a lot of the lake effect snow is largely gone. However, we may still expect to see some later on in the day. As we take a look at the future temperature outlook at 6 to 10 days, we can see that we are expected to be largely close to average of what we would expect in most years. We are almost right in the middle of a much warmer west and a much cooler east. And this is average temperature, folks. So this doesn't mean that we're expected to be like perfect temperatures. It just means that it's going to be roughly average, similar to what we see in previous years. And we are right in the middle. And if we're not in the middle, maybe a little bit close to maybe a little bit colder, or more likely we're going to be close to average temperatures. As we take a look at the future snowfall, we could see that around Friday, 6:30 a.m., we could see that parts of northeast Indiana are already getting hit by snow. So Michigan City, South Bend, you guys almost have an inch at around that time. But around Friday in the PM hours, around 2:30 p.m., we could see that South Bend, you have 1 inch. In Michigan City, you have close to 1.5 inches. And as the snow event goes on, of course, you are expected to get more snow, as are we here in Valparaiso. You can see the Michigan City, 4.1 inches, Valparaiso, 3.1. And in surrounding areas, it's expected to fall off just a little bit in surrounding areas, so maybe not as much snow. So we are expected to get quite a bit of snow during this event. So make sure, again, if you are driving during the time of any of the snow bands hitting, make sure you drive safely and dress warmly. As we take a look at the 7-day forecast, we could see that tomorrow and Saturday is expected, so Friday is expected to have a high of 19, Saturday high of 24. The lows are expected to be around 9 and 10 degrees respectively. And Sunday we can expect to finally see much warmer, well, not too much warmer, but definitely welcomed warmer weather, and definitely welcoming the sunshine that we are expected to get on Sunday with a high of 26 and a low of 17. On Monday, it is expected to keep those high temperatures from Sunday and onwards, with a high of 29 and a low of 16. However, for the rest of the week, we can expect it to be mostly cloudy with highs in the mid to upper 20s.